There's something big bubbling in Foxborough, and it's not just about who earns the right to wear blue and silver. There's a quiet shakeup gaining steam, a rookie lighting up conversations, a tactical battle in the trenches, and a star wrapped in question marks that could turn into pure rocket fuel. Today we're going to connect the dots, expose what no one wants to admit, and show why the road to week 1 might shock even the most seasoned fans. Are you ready to face a few uncomfortable truths? You won't believe what we've got today. So take a seat, smash that like button, and let's dive straight into the news, now. There's a story nobody expected to tell. A player once synonymous with reliability, now fighting for snaps in the heat of August. First came the whispers at practice, then the reps with the second unit, and that unsettling image still on the field in the fourth quarter against the Vikings. When that happens to a veteran, the chessboard has shifted. What's behind it? Lingering injury, scheme adjustment, the sudden surge of competition. The answer has a name, Kyle Duggar. The plan looked straightforward. Jabril Peppers and Duggar as the 1-2 punch on the back end would keep the secondary's identity intact. But the preseason peeled back the paint. Mike Vrabel admitted the obvious. Duggar slid to the second team, and Saturday gave us a harsher snapshot. He stayed on the field late, a rare scene for someone once treated as a locked-in starter. Anthony Jennings faced a similar fate in a crowded pass rusher group, a sign the bar has risen for everyone. How did we get here? After 2024, plenty chalked up Duggar's dip to a misdiagnosed injury he played through, treated at the start of the offseason. The expectation was a bounce-back summer. So far, it hasn't happened. And when the performance doesn't follow, the roster doesn't wait. Young guys who were behind on paper closed the gap with explosion, discipline, and most important, trust in the playbook. The result, the depth chart's photograph changed, and the veteran became a hot talking point for coaches and fans alike. The strategy on the table, keep Duggar as a rotational piece or use him as currency before the final 53. Even with his stock down, there's always a team that needs an instinctive safety and will trade a late pick. A deal would ease pressure on roster construction and free up reps for whoever's ascending. But there's another side. In big games, experience matters. Peppers is a hammer, but the defense gains real flexibility when it can mix roles, disguise coverages, and toggle man and zone without leaving holes. If Duggar rediscovers his trigger and sure tackling, he becomes a situational weapon, especially in big nickel, matching physical tight ends and protecting the middle. The practical impact: if he's strictly rotational, the coordinator can call more 3 safety looks to paper over weaknesses outside the numbers and simplify reads for the young corners. If he's out, the staff is betting the replacements can hold up against seam routes without surrendering the middle, and that pursuit angles won't break against explosive backs. Every decision reverberates in the red zone, where one late step equals 6 points. The fan base is split. One side wants fresh blood and a hungry rookie to turn camp energy into turnovers. The other side remembers the highlights and asks, are we giving away talent out of impatience? Timing is the weight here. There's one preseason game left after the Vikings. Every snap is a job interview. If the staff keeps Duggar on the field in the fourth quarter again, the message is crystal clear. His spot is under real stress. One more crucial detail: the culture. Vrabel preaches meritocracy. Whoever plays better, plays. That touches the entire locker room. If a big name loses his chair, everyone raises their game. It might sting now, but it strengthens tomorrow. And that wasn't even the most surprising part of the day. There's a spark in Foxborough that started quietly during OTAs and now looks like a controlled wildfire. A rookie without draft pedigree, out of Eastern Washington, winning the locker room and the stands with sharp routes and fearless yards after the catch. Long before we say his name, feel the impact. 6 targets, 6 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown to close the first half against the Vikings. Working with Joshua Dobbs, he stacked 3 third-down conversions on that drive. When the GM appears at halftime to back it up, it's not a mirage. This kid is demanding a roster spot with production, not spin. Efton Chisholm, write it down. The slot dynamo is literally waking up with the city, showing up around 5 in the morning to study with receivers coach Todd Downing, sharpening breakpoints, tightening hands catches, and drilling post-snap reads against nickel corners and safeties. That ritual shows up on tape: immediate separation off the release, precise feel for windows, the smarts to sit in zone, and the pop to flip the field after contact. It's not just highlights, it's repetition with purpose. He converts third downs because he anticipates the tackle angle, protects the ball, and falls forward. That's trust built Monday through Saturday. What does that mean for the Patriots? Instant tactical oxygen. A reliable slot opens the playbook for RPOs, pre-snap motion that confuses rules, and quick options for Drake May when protection wobbles. Situational efficiency, short thirds, red zone snaps, and the 2-minute drill. If the offense has suffered from a lack of short area separation the last few years, Chisholm offers medicine straight to the vein. Comparisons to Danny Amendola and Julian Edelman aren't lazy. They hint at role and attitude. And with a few perceived roster locks already, Stefon Diggs, Demario Douglas, and Kyle Williams, there's room for a fourth who produces from September on. Skeptics will say it's only preseason. Good. Then focus on what travels from August to January. A route run at release speed, catching at the high point, balance through contact, and above all, magnetism on third down. That's hard currency in the NFL. Elliott Wolf emphasized his consistency and work ethic at halftime. In practice, that translates to being exactly where he's supposed to be, every time, and turning 50-50 into 80-20 in the moment that matters. Mike Vrabel added the on-field stamp, praising the type of player he is, and is becoming disciplined, competitive, productive. The fans have bought in with their eyes and their hearts. Effort that turns into chains moving. The path to the 53-man roster still needs stamps, special teams value as a gunner, sure hands-on-the-hands team, and more reps with the starting quarterback, role in the game plan, slot in 11 personnel, shifts to identify coverage, and motion to create mismatches on slow linebackers and heavy safeties. With May, the chemistry starts in timing. Quick option, ball out, run after catch. Add half of what he did in college, 120 receptions, 1,311 yards, 13 TDs, and the offense climbs a tier. It's the story no one expected, turning into a daily headline. And while we're buzzing over this red-hot meteor, save your breath, because what's next is even more unbelievable. If there's one area with zero margin for error, it's the trenches. And the week with the Vikings made it obvious the starting five is still a sketch. The drawing that looked finished got new lines when Ben Brown took left guard, then flipped to center with the backups. Jared Wilson, the camp sensation early on, stumbled against stunts and was in the middle of Drake May's strip sack in the first preseason game. To spice up the equation, 7th-round rookie Marcus Bryant manned the right side, while veteran Morgan Moses stayed on a pitch count this summer. This isn't manufactured drama. It's fine-tuning in search of chemistry and versatility. Vrabel didn't sell illusions. He said straight up, there's no deadline to name a line. In Minnesota, the opening five featured Will Campbell at left tackle, Brown at left guard, Garrett Bradbury at center, Michael Onwenu as the pillar at right guard, and Bryant holding down right tackle. Youth on the edges, experience and communication inside. That changes what you call and how you call it. With Brown able to swing assignments, protection IDs should flow. Bradbury sets the tempo, and Onwenu anchors power concepts. That combo gives you more freedom to lean on slide protections and hide weak spots without telegraphing it to the front. But the lab charges tuition, while chemistry matures, communication suffers against twists, late nickel blitzes, and simulated pressures that shift the protection a step the wrong way. The fans keep asking the simple question, how do you protect while you figure this out? The answer is tactical. Quick game sequencing to the strength, motion to declare coverage, tight end chips on the hottest edge, screens to punish over-aggressive DL, and mixing QB drops to break the pass rush timing. If Bryant sticks, you buy athletic upside to seal the edge on outside zone and to set up deeper play action. If he wobbles, you adjust with help and work the middle field reads on rhythm. And Wilson, what's his path? The staff seems intent on quality reps, without stubbornness. If there's any physical discomfort, real competition doesn't punish, it teaches. Wilson has the leverage and punch to climb to the second level. Brown offers poise and clean angles on combo blocks. That battle also defines the run identity. More zone, cutting off flow, or more gap, attacking weak spots with mass and pullers. Don't forget the depth deck. A fully ramped Moses changes the ceiling on the right side. Brown as an interior wildcard expands your margin for error, and Campbell, stabilizing the left, becomes the anchor the rest can follow. The practical impact for the Patriots shows up in week 1. If the line stabilizes, May can attack the middle with digs and seams. Play action carries real bite, and the red zone gets heavier behind Onwenu. If the rotation lingers, you can still win by engineering it. RPOs to punish fronts, no huddle to freeze substitutions, 6OL packages in short yardage, and max protect on vertical shots to Douglas and Diggs. Vrabel's message is unmistakable. Versatility first, ego second. And that still wasn't the most surprising piece, because the next card tugs straight at the fan base's heartbeat. He didn't take a snap in the second preseason game, but he owned halftime, the questions, and the hallway whispers. When a star reduces reps in 11-on-11 and drops cryptic lines about week 1, the stands swing between euphoria and doubt. Inside the building, there's a colder certainty. The plan is deliberate. Load management. Zero hero ball after a recovery that beat the clock. Long, you've guessed the protagonist, Stefon Diggs. The question isn't if he'll play. It's how to turn these controlled reps into points without unnecessary risk. That's where the staff sees competitive advantage. External noise becomes internal quiet. And in the locker room, that has an immediate effect on the group's confidence. Elliot Wolf said at halftime that Diggs has done more than expected so far, works every day, and is following the training staff's plan. Rebel kept the message aligned. He's on the field when asked, competes at a high level, and is sharpening red zone execution. If the day-to-day coach prefers prudence, it's because the real value lives in September, not August. In other words, not a single rep wasted. Each session reinforces trust in his change of direction, and that first steps pop. On the field, the Diggs effect is gravitational. Defenses abandon the comfortable single high, safeties sink, coverage rotates, and the middle opens for rookie Drake May. Diggs comebacks, and corners become high percentage when the quarterback extends plays. The coordinator can use motion to force the shell to declare, call option routes keyed on the nickel's leverage, and attack with aggressive ball placement in front of the defender. In the red zone, where space suffocates, Diggs comes alive with short releases, knife-edge breaks, and strong hands in tiny windows. The result, shorter third downs, sustained drives, and less hero ball. But what about the smoke signals? Few targets in team drills, controlled minutes, and comments that invite speculation. Internally, what matters is the string of healthy days and consistent explosion. If the post-cut acceleration is there, the rest is timing and chemistry with Mage. While the stopwatch protects the asset, the roster benefits. Demario Douglas sharpens the slot. Efton Chisholm multiplies valuable reps. Kyle Williams locks down the boundary, and the tight ends become pressure valves, stretching seams when the secondary tilts to the star. In the 53-man puzzle, Diggs' presence reorganizes priorities and cuts indecision. With him, boxes get lighter for the run game. RPOs punish aggressive alignments, and play action finds windows at the second level. If he's ready for the opener, the question flips. Who are you willing to leave single covered? If he starts on a snap count, he still drags enough attention to let the young guys punish the space he creates. Because when a wideout of this caliber is about to blow the top off, the whole offense breathes different air. If the external buzz tries to set the rhythm, the answer will come in the only language that matters: conversions, yards, and touchdowns. Remember this, because the ending might be simpler than it looks. Patience now to floor it when it counts. And if you think the saga is over, hold on one more beat. The way it all ties together will leave you with the right question for the week. Take a breath, Patriots Nation, because the pieces are clicking into place. The Duggar shakeup resets the culture. Chisholm injects life into third downs. The line finds its identity under pressure, and Diggs bends coverages with pure gravity. Translation: a more multiple defense, an offense with timing, and a quarterback surrounded by answers. The season isn't waiting for anyone. Neither are we. The only question is how far this mix of meritocracy and talent can take the Patriots as early as September. I want your prediction. Drop a comment right now. Hit like, subscribe, and share it with the diehards who bleed blue and silver. Tomorrow, we'll be back with more heat. Long